Om Shri Manjunataya Namaha, S.D.M College of Engineering and Technology, Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, Team Alpha, presenting interview experience series. And today we are having Mr. Shripad with us, and Shripad is having multiple offers in his hand. Okay, he cleared Wipro, okay, he cleared Cognizant, and finally a core company, Allegion. Hello, Shripad.
Hello Surat,
Yes, how are you?
I am doing pretty well Surat. What about you?
Yeah, fine, Shripad. Heartily congratulations that you have cleared Allegion.
Thank you so much Surat. Thank you.
Yes, Shripad, how was the college is going on?
Yeah, now 8th semester, offline classes, technical seminar, major project. Indeed, it is a great experience to attend offline classes. So they are going good.
Yes, Shripad. Okay, without wasting much time, uh, shall we begin our sessions?
Yeah, sure Surat, sure. We can
Yes,
start with the session.
Shripad, tell me that how you came to know that Allegion is hiring freshers.
Yeah, it is from our college placement cell. It is a campus recruitment program. So basically, during I think first week of September, it seems. During that time, we got a mail from our college placement cell that Allegion is hiring for different streams like software engineer, testing role, hardware, firmware. So they sent us a Google form link. In that they asked basic criteria like full name, 10th percentage, BEC GPA. So initially it is through a Google form.
Yes, Shripad, after filling the Google form, okay, what was the next procedure? Did you receive any link from directly from the company or whether they conducted any pre-placement sessions like that? Just explain those things.
Yeah. After that, they conducted a pre-placement talk where they briefed about uh, what is Allegion and what are the products, different types of products that it is having a patent on. Basically, it is a uh, safety products company where it provides different safety products like the CISA, Interflex. There are different brands related to home automation and security issues.
Yes, Shripad, in a pre-placement session, whether they sent any other link or for registration or they directly sent any test link like that, anything?
Yeah, during pre-placement talk, they briefed us about different types of roles that they are hiring for. There were totally around 4 to 5 roles: software development role, firmware engineer, hardware engineer, and testing role. So they briefed us what are different responsibilities of those roles, and again they briefed the different different products of Allegion, all those things they briefed, and they sent us again a link where they asked us to choose the stream that we are interested in for online test.
Yes, Shripad. Yes, after pre-placement session, okay, when they conducted the online test.
Yeah, I think it's immediately in the evening. In the evening, they
Okay,
conducted the online test.
okay, morning pre-placement session was over and evening you have exam.
Yeah. Evening we are having they mentioned us that we are having the online test. It
Okay,
was conducted through HackerUp platform.
okay,
So basically, there were around 50 multiple choice questions, and the duration was 1 hour.
okay. 50 multiple choice questions, 1 hour is the
Mhm.
duration.
Yeah.
Like in the exam, whether they asked only aptitude or technical stuff, like just explain those things.
Yeah, it was the mixture of both the things. There were around I think 20 aptitude questions which cleared which were related to different topics of logical reasoning. Maybe it is passage, and there were around 30 questions related to domain knowledge. They were like embedded systems, control systems, and some basics of digital and communication protocols. Those things were asked during online test. And I think for different roles, the questions like so for software testing, they asked related to C programming and basics of OS, all those things.
Yes, Shripad. What are your suggestions to your juniors so that they can clear the online written exam of Allegion?
Yeah, basically the first step is to choose your domain. If you are having expertise in C programming, C++ data structures, then choose software development. If you are having good expertise in hardware, you can choose hardware. And if you are having good expertise in core electronics domain, choose firmware. And well, you can also choose both firmware and hardware also. So based on your domain knowledge, you can choose the test and be prepared with the basic concepts, uh, microprocessor, microcontroller.
Yes, Shripad. According to you, a student must have a very good grip on the basics
Yeah,
and basic aptitude. Okay, that is sufficient.
yeah.
Yes, after the written exam, what was the next round?
Yeah, after the written exam, the next day we received a shortlisted candidates.
Okay.
The next step was group discussion.
Yes, Shripad, when you told that it's a group discussion, yes, everyone will think that it's a mass elimination round, right? How you
Yeah.
prepared for a group discussion, and how was your group discussion, and what is the topic did they give? Just explain all these things.
Yeah, it was a mass elimination round. There were around different groups consisting of eight members. So in my group there were around 8 members. So they initially they briefed us about what are the rules of that group discussion, and our topic was related to whether coding is important where or whether it is necessary during preschooling or high school. So this was the group discussion topic. Totally, they gave us around 10 minutes to put up our points.
Yes, Shripad, you mentioned that topic was coding is necessary for high school. I think it is one of the current affair, right?
Yeah,
Now government is planning to introduce some engineering aspects in the level of high school only. And
yeah.
yes, how you prepared for the group discussion?
For group discussion, basically, you should be thorough with what are all the current trends. Like now, if we see the current trends are like metaverse and different technical like augmented reality, virtual reality. So I went through different types of topics that were like there are chances of asking them. So I went through all those things, and again it is a spot on topic. So we should be a little good with our communication skills as well.
Yes, Shripad, and one thing, we should have very good common sense, right?
Yeah,
During
absolutely.
GDs. Yes, after your GD, okay, next is a technical interview. Okay, how was your technical interview, and which are the major topics that asked in the technical interviews?
Yeah, the next day I got a mail that my technical interview is scheduled. So during technical interview, there were two panelists. From as I mentioned, I choose firmware. So there were two leads from firmware team. So initially, during few minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, I introduced myself, and the panelist also introduced about them, like what are the domains they are now working, and about Allegion, which all the like and they are even asked what are like what I know about Allegion, those things they asked, and few minutes they asked regarding my projects because in my resume I mentioned a couple of like mini projects. In mini project I mentioned biometric voting machine, which I did it during my third sem. So they asked me like how you interfaced between Arduino and what are the different communication protocols that I used during that project. Those all things they ask.
Yes, Shripad. Uh, a- After your technical interview, whether they
Yeah.
conducted any managerial round or they went directly for HR.
Before going to that, few minutes, like 5 to 10 minutes, I will come again to technical interview.
Okay, okay,
It
fine.
lasted around an hour. So
Okay,
few 5 to 10 minutes, I mentioned them regarding my projects.
okay,
Uh, so after that, again, they like they asked me what all the interfacing concepts that I know, and different embedded concepts like different real-time embedded systems, different architectures that we use during embedded system, and we should be strong with our basics,
okay,
addressing modes, buses, and input-output connections, protocols. Those all things they asked, and little bit about computer communication networks. TCP/IP protocol, those all. And
okay.
as it was initially the start of 7th sem, I was not having much knowledge regarding that. So they were friendly. They told if you are not studied the subject yet, then you can tell us. Like that they told. So which all the basic things that I was knowing related to protocols and all, I answered them. And after that, again one more panelist asked me regarding basics of C programming, different types of variables, static global variables, and memory management in C, and again like different types of like different logics they asked me. Although I was not asked to write a code and show the output, they asked me the logic.
Yes, Shripad. To clear the technical interviews, what are your guidelines?
To clear the technical interview, I think be thorough with the basics. Like as I mentioned, I choose embedded systems, so you should be having thorough knowledge throughout that, like again, 8085, 8051 microcontrollers and different architectures, and what is the difference, what is in terms of cost perspective, and in terms of speed. You should be thorough with those things. Again, if you mention software development, you should be thorough with your data structures and one basic syntax language. You should be thorough with those all things.
Yes, Shripad. After your technical interview, as you mentioned, there was a managerial round, right? How was your
Yeah,
managerial round? Whether again manager asked some technical part or he is only focused on like team activities and all.
yeah. Managerial round was also a friendly round. During managerial round, so again, I briefed about my introduction part and going through my resume. They asked me some questions related to projects, like why I choose that project during my mini project or inter project, why I choose that, why I choose that particular topic, and in project like if I went through one procedural methodology, why I didn't opt it for another, what are the advantages and disadvantages of that methodology, and again regarding they also mentioned me regarding like what are their expertise, and they asked me whichever like during my 10th where I completed my 10th, 12th, and what were my favorite subjects even during engineering. And when I mentioned embedded systems and control system, they asked me some basic concepts of those things. It was pretty good one, and they put me some situation based questions, like
Okay.
whenever they give some task, if we are near to the deadline, how we manage those things, and whether I am interested for higher studies, what type of domain knowledge I am having and which role
Okay.
I am interested in. Those things were asked regarding during my managerial role.
Yes, Shripad. After completion of your managerial, okay, there is a final destination, that's a HR round. Okay,
Yeah,
how was your HR round, and how it went, and what all the things they asked?
yeah. I think immediately after the HR interview, during evening I got a mail that my HR interview is scheduled the immediate next day. During HR interview, the lead from firmware engineer was the panelist. So initially, again, they went through my resume, my projects, and they briefed about them. And they asked me what all the things that I know about Allegion and what Allegion is focusing on, different products. They asked, like they mentioned me, which all the products they are working on, different like CISA, Interflex. These are different brands of Allegion which they own. They are of security products. They asked me regarding that, and even again focusing on different types of activities that I did during my college time. I mentioned which all the activities I participated and I organized, and what I learned through them. And one thing was in my resume, I mentioned I participated in different paper presentations. So one was related to smart parking systems. So they in that also in the paper presentation they asked me what was the my idea and what all the references I went through. So like different questions like again if I'm using cloud-based technology, why only that? And what happens if I uh, go with some other technology? And what happens if there is any fault tolerance? Those things were asked.
Yes, Shripad. What are the suggestions or guidelines to your juniors to clear HR interview?
For HR interview, you should be having a good communication skills. Like you should mention all the your domains, domain of interest, and apart from that, your hobbies and what all the different events which you have gone through and which you are interested in. So I think this plays a very crucial role during HR interview.
Yes, Shripad. Uh, the final question, that is how Team Alpha activities helped you to crack these interviews.
Yeah, absolutely. Team Alpha conducted different, different. There were different, like alumni and different resource persons, where they briefed us different job descriptions, like whether it is related to VLSI, embedded, or software. There were different sessions that were conducted through Team Alpha, and even we all the members have some different group discussions, and we talked regarding different like if one company is hiring, so what are the things they may focus. So it mainly boosted me regarding to the communication skills, and one person is having some domain expertise in something, so we can gain some knowledge from them.
Yes, Shripad. Okay, now we'll take some general questions that how you prepared for placements and what are your suggestions to your juniors to prepare for placements.
Yeah, for placements, you should be focused on which role you are interested in. So initially, there are many mass hiring companies like TCS, Wipro, Infosys. So for those companies, you should be good with your basics of programming and basics of OS. So again, if you are choosing the core company, like if you come to electronics, you should be whether if you are interested in real SI or HDL, then or RTL schematic engineer, you should be focused with job description. And if you come to software development, full stack, front end, back end, or cloud related aspects, so you should be focused with those. And there are different many websites like Geeks for Geeks, Hacker Earth. These are different websites where they provide you for a coding platform. They can conduct some coding contests. So these are the good websites to go with.
Yes, Shripad. Okay, you have given a lots of information and guidance on how to prepare for interviews, and you have given your experience. Okay, thank you for your valuable time. And if you want to tell anything, or if you want to give some more suggestions, you are welcome.
Thank you, Surat. It was indeed a good experience.
Okay, Shripad, thank you for being with us and as a member of a team Alpha. Okay, guys,
Thank you, Surat.
I hope when Allegion is coming to your campus, go through this video and take the maximum inputs from Mr. Shripad. And if you are having any doubts, contact him through LinkedIn, and the LinkedIn details given in a description box. Thank you, guys. See you in the next video. Bye bye.